I would so going to family events. This was one of the first family events where everybody was like hype about what I do. Oh man, you got this podcast now? That's cool. I was like, man, this Freemusicempire has been around since 2011. You know, um,
Wait till you play him the song, man.
it was I didn't play him the song. I'm not. I wasn't trying to be corny and build on it, but like one guy was really interesting. He was like, "Hey man, like you're interviewing this like these rappers like." What is the common thread that all of these successful rappers have? Like, what would you point to? I was like, damn, this is like a 2020 question. This is like a good ass. Like, I never met this dude. What I settled on, Kay, was that all of the successful people we've talked to have been brutally embarrassed at some point in their artistic life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They have been discarded. They've lost battles in front of people that were meaningful. They've been tossed aside by their local scene, and when they would have been out,
I've been all those things.
Yeah,
they've patched it together and recreated themselves when 99% of people would have walked the fuck away.
Yo, I'm gonna need a clip of you saying that as just an audio file that I can put on some album at some point and refer to on a quasi daily basis.
It's a bar.
Hey, this nigga's spitting.
I mean, I use Psalm 1 as an example, right? Gets thrown out of rhyme sayers, gets tossed aside, by everybody that was supporting her, works as a teacher, teaching kids how to rap in cities, in the local Chicago area, puts together an album of those kids rapping with her that gets her all this Chicago reader love, and like now back in the scene. So that's like, there's so many, everybody was like that, right? Everyone who talked to is like that. This game will humble you.
Yes.
And the people that I talked to that won, they took that, they ate it, and they kept moving.
I mean, I think, now that you mentioned, it's the perspective of failure. They don't really see this failure, like, even the way they talk about it, like, like, I mean, even going back to Midaz, you were talking about before Loops 2, like, Loops 2, like, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as well renowned as I would have liked, but that was because I was still learning my craft, to learn my shit. And so just the way that people talk about failure, and in terms of the rappers and producers we've talked to, the way that they see and their perspective towards failure is a lot different than a lot of most people's perspective towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I would agree with that. With that. For me, it was literally a technical limitation. Like, I literally didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so I did what I could. And what's ill is, honestly, like, but there's a lot of spirit in that though. So like, if you go back, especially now after Sidewalk and after Devil's Playground, if you go back and listen to Loops 2, you can hear all the spirit in it. Like, this real spirit there. It's kind of like how when you listen to some of these artists, and like, everything has gotten better, but maybe they've lost a little bit of spirit.
Yeah.
So like, you think about like Nas, for example, right? Like, there's Illmatic, and then It Was Written. By the time It Was Written comes out, he's a better rapper. Like, nobody could tell me he's not a better rapper by the time It Was Written came out. Just technically,
right.
He was better at rapping than he was 5 years earlier than that, or 3 years earlier than that, or whatever the timeline may have been from when he wrote those rhymes to those rhymes. But maybe It Was Written doesn't have the spirit that Illmatic had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's because, you know, like even that's even how I look at like you know, Wu-Tang Forever and 36 Chambers. Like, you know, Wu-Tang Forever, like RZA is probably a better producer by the time Wu-Tang Forever comes out. And all the rappers in the group were way better rappers by the time it's not even close. Like they were the leaps and bounds better rappers than they were, you know, 4 years ago. But maybe the spirit isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? In between those two records.
Success in this is success in art is anti-Skip Bayless, right? Like it's not cut and dry. It's mystical in this weird way, right? That's why you hear perfect albums from artists that disappear.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Spirit left.
I mean, real talk to that extent, like there could have been a sidewalk and there could have been nothing else after that. Like that could have just been it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a concept that I think about all the time because, you know, I got all these records in here and, you know, like some of these records, the story of these records, like, or even the story that is at least the story in my head of these records. Like I'm picking up this record because like as a person who puts out music, like, you know, you're picking up this record. I'm holding a record. I can grab a record right now, right? And I'll just grab any like random, you know, shit. Like, I don't even know what the fuck this is, right? So this says, this right here, this says the Brit. No, excuse me, Tina Britt. I've never heard of Tina Britt. I don't know who the fuck Tina Britt is. I found a new love. You know? And so I'm holding this record right now, this 7-inch of Tina Britt. I ain't never heard of Tina Britt. This could be the only shit Tina Britt ever fucking did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what blows my mind and what actually does allow me to keep creating, even though I'm not world famous and shit, is I don't know what kid in 2072 is gonna be sitting there like, have you heard The Devil's Playground?
Yeah.
Midas the Beast? They're gonna be like, yo, like I just happened upon this shit and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like the same way that I might happen upon and to that same extent, like this could have been Tina Britt's like life's work right here. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody really heard it, but then like somebody does hear it. You know what I mean? Like that concept is mind-boggling to me. Like you could be holding like, you know, I don't have any children. And I always tell people like, you know, if I don't ever have children, you know, my music is my legacy. Like that's what I leave behind. So like this could be Tina Britt's legacy. This could be everything to her. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got it in your hand. You know what I mean? Like it's amongst all. And I still have. I've never even heard this record. I just randomly grabbed one. Yeah. But like now I gotta listen to it to see if it's flavorful.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah. but like, you know, like how many Tina Britts are there? You know, people that put their life savings into creating a record that maybe 300 copies got pressed up and they're spread across the United States and nobody fucking knows about them. Some of them shits is fire. You know what I'm saying? And not only is some of them fire, but some of it is like this person's whole life. You know what I'm saying? And record. Yeah. So I always think that's one of the reasons why we do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it just means you put like this is gonna last generations beyond the physical body of the person who made it. Like she's, you know, she may or may not be with us anymore. I don't see what year this is, but years and years and years and years and years later, it is like, yo, you ever thought, I'm about to get real mystical on you, but you ever thought how wild it is that like you could capture somebody's voice on a thing? Like that's like her voice is on this. Like that fucking blows my mind when I really
think about Bobby Caldwell After the Light. you know, after Common drops the light, right? And that sample takes over the world, and his album sales skyrocket. And he's just like, fuck, you know, that's where life is. Life is
like, you know, like as artists though, like one concept, like as an artist, bro, like I never met my great grandfather on neither side, right? So I don't have no concept of what he. I mean, I'm sure I can see a picture if I wanted to, but a picture is just a still image, right?
Right.
But like, I don't have no concept of what he sounded like, and I won't ever have a concept of what he sounded like. There's no way to do it, right? When he passed away, all tangible evidence of how he talked passed away with him. You know what I'm saying? But not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be evidence of what I sound like and what I communicate like, and for infinity. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild to me. Like, that's super wild. So like, I have a respect for the creation of music that's just different, because like just the concept of this black disc has somebody's voice embedded in it, not a digital file. Like their voice is embedded in the disc. Like it's almost like your spirit is in the disc.
Ah, yeah.